Ever get that feeling like time is just, slipping away?
Yeah.
I mean, remember when you were a kid and summer felt like it would just never end?
Mm-hmm.
Now it feels like blink and you'll miss it.
Yeah.
So today we're going to do a deep dive into why that happens
Okay.
and more importantly, what we can actually do about it
Right.
to, kind of slow things down.
Yeah.
We've got some really interesting insights from a psychologist and a 2005 survey
Okay.
all about time perception.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? It's like our brains just play tricks on us when it comes to time,
Right.
It's not that time itself is actually moving faster, but our perception of it changes as we get older.
Okay, so let's unpack this a bit. Our source uses this great anecdote about a guy turning 50
Right.
and just feeling like his school days were just yesterday.
Yeah,
That seems to be a pretty common experience.
definitely.
And it's a perfect example of something called the Holiday Paradox.
Mm.
Can you explain what that is?
Sure. Think about a vacation you took.
Okay.
In the moment, it's just packed with new sights and sounds and experiences, and it feels like it's just flying by, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But then looking back, that same trip can feel much longer
Right.
because your brain has created all these vivid memories.
Okay.
That's the holiday paradox in a nutshell.
So basically, the more new and exciting stuff we pack into a certain period of time, the longer it feels
Yes.
in retrospect.
Exactly.
Is that why childhood seems to stretch on forever when we think back on it?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Childhood is full of firsts, right?
Mm-hmm.
First time riding a bike, first day of school, first time seeing the ocean.
Yeah.
Think of your brain like a camera.
Okay.
All those new experiences are like high-resolution pictures that take up a ton of space in your memory. And that makes that period of your life feel much longer than it would if you were just taking, blurry snapshots.
That's such a great analogy. It makes me think about the 2005 survey
Right.
that we have in our sources.
Mm-hmm.
And it found that older people felt like time was moving much faster
Yeah.
than younger people did.
Mm-hmm.
Does that back up this whole camera and high-resolution pictures idea?
Absolutely. The survey found that as people age, they tend to have fewer novel experiences. Their days become more routine.
Okay.
They're not encountering as many firsts.
Right.
And their brain isn't working as hard to encode those memories because they aren't as unique.
So you're saying that if I want to make like this year feel longer,
Yeah.
I should be trying new things,
Exactly.
learning new skills,
Yeah.
basically pushing myself out of my comfort zone.
That's the idea, is like hitting the record button on your life more often.
Right.
Our source really emphasizes that if you want time to feel expansive, you need to keep feeding your brain new information and experiences. You have to keep taking those high-resolution pictures.
So what happens if we apply that to something like learning a new language or taking a pottery class?
Mm-hmm.
Would that actually change our perception of time?
Think about it this way. Learning something new is like taking a scenic detour on a road trip.
Okay.
You're breaking up the monotony of the highway
Yeah.
and creating more vivid memories.
That makes so much sense. It's not just about how much time passes, but how much we actually experience during that time.
Right.
It's like we're creating more mental bookmarks along the way so we can look back
Yeah.
and remember all the different chapters.
Exactly. And it's not just about quantity. It's about quality, too.
Okay.
Challenging ourselves, whether it's with a new skill or a new experience, it forces our brains to stay engaged and active.
Right.
And that makes those moments and
Yeah.
the time around them feel much more significant. It's like, it's like we're actively choosing which moments we want to remember,
Right.
rather than just letting them all blur together.
This is also fascinating.
Yeah.
But it makes me wonder, what about those times when things aren't so great? Like, what about negative or even scary experiences?
Right.
Do those also mess with our sense of time?
They absolutely do.
Okay.
And in a really powerful way, our source actually talks about car accidents and how they can feel like they're happening in slow motion.
Right.
It's same with phobias
Oh.
or any situation where you're feeling intense fear or stress.
Right.
Your brain kicks into survival mode and it starts recording everything in super high definition.
Okay.
It's like it's trying to gather every single detail
Yeah.
so you can avoid a similar situation in the future.
So even though those experiences aren't exactly, pleasant,
Right.
they can still make time feel stretched out.
Yeah.
Because our brains are just so hyper-focused.
Precisely. It just shows you how deeply intertwined our emotions are with how we perceive time.
Right.
It's not just about novelty or excitement.
Okay.
Any heightened emotional state, whether it's positive or negative, can make those moments feel longer and more significant.
That's really interesting to consider.
Yeah.
It makes you think twice about taking those, everyday moments for granted.
Right.
Speaking of everyday moments, our source also talks about the power of reflection, even on days that seem, pretty ordinary.
Yeah.
They say that taking a few minutes to just reflect can actually make your day feel more substantial.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, think of it like this.
Okay.
When you reflect on your day, you're essentially replaying those mental snapshots in your mind. It's like you're telling your brain, hey, this was important. Don't forget this.
Okay.
That process of actively revisiting your experiences, it helps solidify them in your memory and gives them more weight.
So even if you didn't, climb Mount Everest or learn to speak Mandarin today, taking the time to appreciate, the smaller moments can still make a difference in how you experience time.
Absolutely. Reflection helps us create a richer, more detailed tapestry of memories.
Okay.
It's like adding those mental bookmarks to even the seemingly mundane pages of our lives.
Right.
And the more bookmarks we have, the more expansive and meaningful our journey feels.
I love that analogy. It's like we're actively choosing to curate our own experience of time.
Right.
We're not just passively letting it slip by.
Yeah.
We're creating a collection of moments that matter to us.
And that's where the idea of mindfulness comes in. When you're mindful, you're fully present in the moment.
Right.
Paying attention to your senses, your thoughts, your feelings.
Yeah.
You're essentially telling your brain to capture everything in high resolution.
So it's not just about reflecting on the past,
Right.
but also about being more present in the now.
Exactly. Mindfulness is like slowing down the camera's shutter speed so you can capture more detail in each frame.
Right.
It allows you to savor those everyday experiences and turn them into vivid memories. And guess what? The more vivid memories you have, the more you feel like you've actually lived.
This is starting to feel really empowering.
Yeah.
It's like we have more control over our experience of time than we realize.
That's exactly the point. You're not just a passenger on this journey called life.
Okay.
You're the driver.
Right.
You can choose where you want to go, how fast you want to travel, and what you want to pay attention to along the way.
So instead of feeling like time is slipping away, we can actually slow it down
Yes.
by being more intentional about how we experience each moment.
Precisely. It's about choosing to create a life that feels full, vibrant, and meaningful. It's about savoring the journey, not just rushing to the destination.
Right. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? We can actually kind of trick our own minds into experiencing time differently.
Right.
Just by, shifting our perspective a little bit.
It really is. We often feel like we're just at the mercy of time.
Yeah.
But the truth is, we have way more power than we realize.
Right.
It's all about understanding how your perception works and then using that to your advantage.
So it's not just about slowing down time,
Right.
but about making the time we have feel more expansive and meaningful.
Exactly. It's like you're given this incredible canvas
Yeah.
and you get to decide what you want to paint on it. Do you want it to be full of vibrant colors and intricate details?
Right.
Or do you want to just leave it blank? It's your choice.
That's such a powerful way to think about it. This whole deep dive has been so eye-opening.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
We've learned that the more new experiences we have, the fuller our memories are, and the longer those periods feel in retrospect.
Exactly.
But it's not just about novelty.
Right.
Even just reflecting on everyday moments can make a huge difference.
It all comes down to being more intentional and present in your life.
Okay.
Pay attention to the details. Savor the little moments.
Right.
And don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You'll be amazed at how much richer your life feels and how much more time you seem to have.
So if you're feeling like time is just flying by, remember, you have the power to slow things down.
Absolutely.
Challenge yourself, learn new things, and reflect on your experiences. It's like hitting the pause button on life's fast forward.
And don't wait. Start today.
Okay.
What one new experience will you seek out this week to make time stand still, even for just a moment?
That's the perfect challenge for all of us. Remember, time is a gift, and it's up to you how you want to experience it.